5.
I pulled in, I started filling up, and darned if I didn't see that they had snookered me as well.
We are all tired of being misled at the gas pump. Now the consumer watchdog gets you results when it comes to cash versus credit. Pumped up. You're in the driver's seat when it comes to what you see at gas stations. It is now what you'll pay.
Tonight, the consumer watchdog gets results for you. A new ordinance requires gas stations to make it clear the difference between the cash and credit card prices on their signs.
Jenn Strathman led this charge, and she is part of our team coverage tonight with Shannon Cake and Marissa Back. Shannon.
Jay Kelly, this is really a battle that has been brewing not just in Palm Beach County, but across the state, even across this country. Here's what's been going on for drivers, consumers all across our country. They're driving down the road. They see a price on a marquee at a gas station. They pull in, and you expect to be paying that price, right? So you pull out your credit card, you swipe your card, and you begin pumping your gas. You start finding out that you're paying 5 to 10 cents more because you've used a credit card, but that was never disclosed to you. Well, today, Palm Beach County commissioners said no more. They passed an ordinance, and here is what that ordinance said. Number one, it says they have to start, gas station owners have to begin starting to advertise the highest price to consumers on their marquees before a consumer pulls into their gas station. And then they have a year to comply, to bring their signs up to code, up to the standard of what this ordinance will call for. Once again, you guys mentioned Jenn Strathman has been leading this charge. She's joining me now. You've been vehemently shoving this issue in front of Palm Beach County administrators and commissioners. Tell me today, there's some who are not in favor of this.
There are some that are not in favor, and we began our fight to deal with this issue after we heard from consumers who were upset, saying that they felt like they didn't know what the price was going to be that they were going to pay at the pump. But today, the commission decided to move forward and vote on this, but many gas station owners say their fight is not over.
Gasoline price ordinance that's been before the board, this is the third time.
After 3 tries, commissioners hit a home run for drivers.
I think it's a great success.
The consumer watchdog first raised the issue 6 months ago after we found drivers complained to the county for years and nothing changed. Commissioner Hal Balashay took action based on our findings and his own experiences with confusing signs.
I'm sorry. I mean, there's probably, like in everything in life, a few bad apples that ruin it for everybody else.
And with that,
motion carries unanimously.
The ordinance was approved, but gas stations are crying foul.
I don't think this was well thought out.
The Florida Petroleum Marketers and Convenience Store Association wants one standard across the state and questions whether this new rule is legal. You think state law shows that they can't do this?
That's the feeling of our association, yes.
But these other counties have been doing it for years.
I can't speak for the other counties. All I can speak for is what they're doing here.
But you represent gas station owners who have gas stations in those other counties.
Yes, I do, but this is the first time the issue's been brought up to my attention.
The gas industry thinks this goes beyond the state and thinks there needs to be a national conversation on this issue, as other states like California have adopted their own rules. But the national agency that deals with the issue doesn't have cash and credit pricing on their agenda for their next meeting this summer, and it would take years before a national standard is adopted. But this ordinance will go into effect before anything can be done at the national level.
Correct. And that's
so where does that leave you?
I guess between a rock and a hard place. $1.4 million our members are going to have to spend with the opportunity to spend another $1.4 million in another 2 years.
Now, gas station owners are saying it will cost them in Palm Beach County $1.4 million to install these new signs because the average estimate per gas station is about $10,000. Now, they can continue to advertise the highest price for gas if they also, they can't continue to advertise their discount if they also post the highest price for gas. Now, there is talk of lawsuits, but right now the county says they still expect this will move forward. Now, coming up at 6, we're going to be talking about the latest trick that many gas stations are using to try to lure you in at the pump. The bottom line here, Jen, and great work. You know, you've really been listening to consumers in our community. The bottom line here is the state has been inundated with this complaint, whether or not you felt like it was an issue or it was not. This was their highest complaint getter in Tallahassee. The Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services inspects gas stations and keeps a tab on all the complaints that came in. We talked to a couple of gas station consumers here today. Not everybody was concerned. Take a listen.
It really doesn't matter to me. You have to have gas to get around, so I have to pay what I have to pay.
That was the first thing I said was what the heck, because it changed the price like 10 cents just about.
By using a credit card?
Yeah, it's not good.
So the county said no more today. What do you think about that?
I think that's awesome. The price should be what the price is. It's not.